Hey, my Libra babies, how you doing? What's happening with you? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good start to their new year. This is going to be how's your money, how's your honey for January 2020. We do 3 for the money, 3 for the honey, 2 for overall energy, and I let the oracle cards fall where they will. So, see what we got going on in the month of January with your finances and your romances. If you need to add S on there, please. Looks like y'all have some decision making to do. We're getting ready to say that. There that is. Some of you are in new relationships. So let's see where you are, Libra. Enhanced reading, 2 decks. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. If you have not done so already, please do so. So let's see what we got going on with you, Libra. How's your money? How's your honey? A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So your overall energy on the front end, you got passion ignited. On the back end, you are trapped in fear. Oh boy. So for your money row, you got mental conflict, material harvest, and solitude. For your honey row, you got sacrifice, memories of love, oh boy, and positive movement forward. Okay. So let's see what we got from the little deck. Overall energy, passion ignited. That's just redundant. Pulls the Ace of Cups and trapped in fear. Pulls the Star card. Okay. Mental conflict. 5 of Cups, material harvest. Ace of Swords, solitude. Moon card, sacrifice, judgment, memories of love. The World card, positive movement forward. The Strength card. Okay. This is pretty fairly straight up reading. With your overall energy, with the passion ignited and the Ace of Cups, it just feels like some of y'all have been hit by a rock. What can I say? Passion ignited. Somebody said something to somebody and on and popping after that. Ace of Cups. Some of you I dare say, are falling hard. So this is right at the top of your overall energy. On the bottom end, because of said rock in head, a lot of you are just trapped in fear right now. You don't know whether to go forward, stand still, moonwalk. You're just not real sure what you need to be doing, because whatever is going on with you, it feels like things are kind of lining up the way you wanted them to for a while. And so this has got a lot to do with your hopes, wishes, and dreams, but with that thing holding you down in your gut, and the thing that's really not motivating you, usually I say moving you forward, but this is not moving you forward. You're trapped in fear. You're scared. You don't know what direction to go in. You've been hurt before. Some of you, it feels like, are just getting your finances together in a place where you're happy with where they are, and you know, all these things that you want, and they're coming. But for some of you, you're realizing the downfall as far as your money or your job is concerned. You may have gotten that promotion or that job, and now you're going, you know what? I don't know. Can I get a refund, please? Because as with most things, when we want something, we usually go after it with everything that we have. But then when we get it, because we were so busy trying to get it, we didn't really look at the whole thing all the way around. So it feels like some of you are just right in that situation. And however it's resonating for you, if that's the energy that's coming at you as far as your money, that's okay. If others of you have that feeling about any new relationships you're encountering, that's okay too. If you've been hurt before or just been disappointed, maybe, I don't know, the phrase quality of person that you've encountered before, maybe you are afraid that this person that you are trying to deal with now Maybe they look good on the front, but on the back end, it's like, oh, hell no. So you don't want to, I'm trying to find the right word to match the energy. You don't want to make the same mistakes that you made in the past, but you also feel kind of different about this situation. Let's look at your money. A lot of you, just what I said, it's a mental conflict. Y'all done got this gig. And I mean, okay, fuck what you know about the Five of Cups. Let's just look at the damn card. 2 in the back, but you sitting there looking at the 3 on your white carpet. Come on now. And y'all are like, really, I really wanted this job. Or I really wanted this promotion. Or I really wanted to get this loan. And now I got it. It's like, damn, I don't know. I don't know. The point here, what's going to get you through this, Libra, is to just be grateful that the situation is not worse. I know that sounds all kind of fucked up, but in order to get you out of this mental headspace right here, the mental conflict, the best and the easiest way to do it is to just be thankful you're not in a worse situation, because you know you very well could be in a worse situation. If you think about it, you might not have a job at all. You might have to walk to work and catch a bus and get up 2 hours early. Come on, work with me. But you have a job. You got transportation to get to the job, or things are at least as comfortable as they can be. And you just in all kind of mental conflict because, like, fuck. Misery is a word that is associated with this card, and that is most definitely the word that needs to be associated with the energy. A lot of you are miserable. You got it, and now you're like, what the hell? You're seeing the material harvest for what you're doing, but you, and it's the same energy just coming out in a different form. The Five of Cups is really about your emotional, how you're handling whatever. This is about how you're mentally processing. You can see the material harvest. You know you have to get up, go to work in order to do this, or whatever it is you're generating income. You know you got to get up at some point and go get it. But again, it's about articulating gratefulness. And what this is coming back, I know this is usually the yes or no card, but what's really coming back is that you're having a problem seeing the gratefulness in the situation. You see the material harvest, but a lot of you are feeling like and thinking, not so much saying, but thinking like, yeah, I don't know, money is all right, but after taxes, I don't know if I want to be doing this. Some of you, retail is the word that's ringing around. Retail, customer service, cars, banks, anywhere, any front-facing customer service type job where you right out there in the middle of it. Those of you in that kind of situation, that's kind of the feeling and the energy that's coming back. Again, open your mouth and start articulating that gratefulness in your brain. I know you're struggling like the fuck, but you need to start communicating, if to no one else but the creator or to yourself. You just need to start saying thank you, because if you continue to stay in this energy, the threads of this are going to start pulling apart, and you're not going to like that. At the end of your money row, pretty much just what I'm saying, you may need to spend some time by yourself, and this is major energy. You may need to just look at the whole process you went through. For some of you, this is about school, which is definitely money related, the way they try to yoke you back and get their money. This could be school, but this is about you really getting with yourself and coming to some grips about your fears, that shit you got, the nighttime shit that keeps you up, and look at the real motivation for you doing what you're doing. Because if you are this unhappy, if you are this content doing whatever it is that you're doing, but you like the money and the perks and the things that go with this, look at your motivation. Is that real authentic motivation? You just want the money and to hell with what you're doing? Because you can't continue to do something you don't like and think you're going to manifest positivity. It's not going to happen for your money or your romance, because it'll just eventually bleed over and you'll be miserable. So the universe is really asking you to take a moment, or 2 or 10 or 20, and get with yourself this month. This is the first month of the year. get with yourself and think about what you're doing, and is there something you could be doing that would be better for you, maybe with not quite as much material harvest, throw that out there, but that would be better for you overall, and not have you having to look at your dark side trying to figure some shit out. When we get to the love row, again, this is new energy, and the rainbow is the first thing that's hitting me on this. Thinking about the sacrifice, this is not going to resonate with all of you, so eat the fish, leave the bones, but for those of you that are right at that point in your relationship, or maybe coming close to the point of, okay, we've been dating for a little bit, maybe now it's time to get serious, or we've gotten serious, and now the next step is, you know, do we live together, should we get married? It's got you thinking, Libra, about the sacrifice that you would be making to make any kind of step up in your relationship. Even those of you that are single, you singletons, thinking about getting into a relationship, the sacrifices across the board from one end to the other that you make to get into a relationship. When you get into a relationship, you do lose some part of yourself because you are now inviting another soul into your existence. And so it's not just about you, it's more about us. And sometimes when you've been used to, and you're an air sign, so you appreciate the freedom of not really having to focus on one thing or the other. Go to work, come home. You like the stability, but sometimes you just like the freedom, look at the card, doggone it, of just being able to be who you are without the restriction of having to report in, or however that's resonating. If you're going up another level in your relationship, you're going from dating to getting serious, having to be accountable for your time. If you're going from being serious to maybe getting engaged or married, really having to account for your time, and considering having kids. And the way that your sign operates, you very much are weighing the options. But at the end of all of that, you're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do, because this energy is not going to stay like this for long. It's going to be primo pretty much for the month of January. If you want to take that promotional step in your relationship, or if you're single, start dating, you pretty much have the whole month of January to do so. But after that, it's going to get slim, and the pickings is going to get slim too. So while I'm not telling you to rush, I had to say this in the Taurus reading too, take your time, but you ain't got all day. So hopefully you have been kind of working on how you work in your processes and how you're evaluating things and getting better at doing that. Like I said, this energy is not going to be around for long. For some of you, there's been a backtrack, and then maybe an ex or two has popped up out the ground, out of nowhere. And depending on where you are from this first set of cards, you know, are you still single? If you are, you may consider reopening the door. World card a lot of time is about closure. And so in this instance, if I were reading it reversed for that particular storyline, it would be about reopening a door and going back through it. It really depends on your individual circumstances. At that point, it can break up into a million different pieces about how it would go. But exes coming back, and they're on your mind. Some of you broke up just because you just didn't want to date them anymore. Others of you may have broken up because you moved away, and now this person has moved back, or you've moved back. Maybe somebody got married before you had a chance to get into anything, and now they're single. However that's resonating with you, but this is all up in your head. You got these memories. Some of you were thinking about closing it. Some of you were thinking about unclosing it. Again, take your time, but you don't have all day. It's the same, and these two kind of go hand in hand. Thinking about the sacrifices, if it's an ex that's coming back, thinking about the good times maybe that you had, or maybe that you didn't have, and you want to know if you can take that a little further. You ain't got all day. Take your time, but you don't have all day. When we get to the end of the romance row, once you're going to need strength to make this decision. And that's just the nature of your sign, I think, because you are always in analysis mode. You're always weighing and comparing and evaluating and assessing. Sometimes it takes the strength to just be able to walk away from that process and make some kind of judgment or decision. So the universe is telling you here, you have it, and when you're ready, you need to just exercise that muscle and go, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. Once you do that, you'll have straight positive movement forward. But it feels like most of you will make a good decision, and that's all of this analysis and processing and thinking and weighing and evaluating. Most of you will make a good decision about who it is you want to spend your time with and what next level you want to go to. Plenty of positive movement forward. Your self-esteem, don't let this process fuck with that. You got the strength to make whatever decision it is that you need to make. Once you make it, you should be good. Let's see what the Oracle cards have for you. I don't want these, I want these. Yeah. I like these better. For some reasons, not for all. And if I can find a box that goes with them, that's it. And she gives you the option of what energy you're picking up on. This is for Libra. This Judah just popped out. Okay, we're going to leave those right there. I will get those in a minute. So let's see. The Wise Woman of Wonderland. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny. The Word Lord. The Keeper of the Scales. Damn, Libra. Just cards just don't lie. I don't know what else to say behind that. And the Hawk Prince. So the first one, the Wise Woman of Wonderland. Integrity and compromise. On here, I'm thinking about compromise. Because if you're thinking about getting into a relationship, and that's what's coming up first, but work is behind that. The sacrifice, once again, that you have to make when you decide to get into a relationship. And that sacrifice is not always bad. You know, it might be you giving up your Friday night with the girls hanging out so you can be with boo-boo. If you're a guy, you might give up that Wednesday night bowling with the fellas so you can hang with our girl. I mean, that's a sacrifice that you make. But if you think this relationship is worth it, it will be worth the compromise. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. I'm going with all of them. Every last one of them. Discernment, knowing, because you're going through this process of evaluating, trying to figure out what's best for you, what's good for your money. Do you like this job? Do you not like this job? And let me go back to this too. The compromise in your job. And where's the compromise there? I'm sorry, energy just jumped all up in my face, but some of you may need to think about where the give and take is with your job. If you're happy with the money, which that is resonating and ringing around in my head loudly, but you don't like the job, is there a compromise somewhere in there? Is there maybe a way you can get out of what you're doing and go do something else after a certain amount of time? If so, you can break that down. If you only have to wait 6 months before you can transfer, that's a doable thing. Think about where you can do some compromising if you're just not ready to hop up and walk away from the paycheck, even though you don't like the job. See where there's some wiggle room there to maybe help you make the adjustment, and if there's an opportunity to move on once you get to a certain point. Just something to think about. The Ringmaster, scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. Discernment, knowing whether or not this is a good job for you, or if this is a good person for you. Discerning the things that you need to, are there red flags popping up in your face? Something you see that might need a little more investigation. Clear vision, what's your vision for what you're doing? Do you just want to go and punch a clock and get a paycheck, or do you want to have a career? and a life of working, doing something that you want to do and something that you like to do. Excuse me. Clear vision of a relationship. What's a good relationship look like to you? I know you're already weighing and analyzing. That's what's coming back off of this. And then being mindful of the details. Being mindful of the details, whether this is your money, your job, or your honey. Being mindful of the details and remembering little things in your relationship, maybe that you've overlooked or haven't thought about. If you're already in the relationship, those of you that are single, paying attention to those little things that you might be apt to overlook because you just are overcome. They're so beautiful. Yeah, just paying attention to the details. The word Lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty. Communication and dishonesty is what's popping back. And again, liking that material harvest, but your brain is communicating something else to you. And looking at, going back to the moon card, looking at what's your real motivation right here. Is this just temporary so you can stack some cash? Or was this supposed to be a long-term thing and now you kind of feeling like sour grapes because you're not really feeling the job? Something to think about. But the dishonesty, are you being honest with yourself about why you're doing this? And then if we want to just overlay that on top of a relationship, are you being honest about why you want to go to the next level? Or is there some shadow there or fears there? Trapped in fear. Are there fears, shadow there that you maybe need to work through before you go any further? And that's working relationship both. The keeper of the scales, doggone it. Fairness and balance. Let's just go with both of them. Not that I'm doing a Libra reading or anything. Who the hell knew? It is what it is. You're going to be fair. I've not known any Libras to not be fair. But you definitely are thinking about the balance. And you need to bring the balance. You need to make sure whatever you're getting into is as balanced as it can be, particularly relationships, so that you don't get into something and feel like you're overwhelmed or underwhelmed, one way or the other. The Hawk Prince, spirit communication and paying attention. I'm going to say both of those as well. Some of you may need to take that moment, that solitude moment, to think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish as far as your money and your work is concerned, and what it is you're trying to achieve in a relationship. Taking that time to just communicate with spirit. And you don't have to have no conversation. You can just go stand outside. I always say this, but you can just go stand outside. That's communicating with spirit as well. And listening to what the earth is trying to tell you, or what your vibes are trying to tell you about whatever it is you're thinking about doing. That's never a bad thing. Paying attention. Paying attention. Just paying attention to how you feel about your money, your honey, the combination of the two. Just thinking, taking a minute. Like I said, you got a little bit of time, but you don't have all day. So going with your intuition, if I want to just go a step further with that, will help you cross some of that time and not make you feel so rushed if you are in touch with what's going on the inside of you and listening to that little inner voice. I'm going to leave this here, Libra. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. I hope January is a great month for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.